Hello and welcome to Cyberfolk Hub. Here is our very first tutorial, 10 very cool tips and tricks for sound design for techno music. Basically, it can be adapted in any type of electronic music, to be honest, but as I've been doing these sound design explorations for preparations for my next release, recently I have started to prepare sound design overall of the sounds that I'm going to use while producing the CP. I've decided to share it with you, so I hope you will like it, and let's go. As I mentioned, everything today I'm gonna show you is based on Kilohertz Faceplant, which is their flagship synthesizer, which I absolutely love because many reasons. In this section, you add generators like analog, granular, noise, sampler, and wavetable oscillator. There you can add bunch of modulators here, both for shaping sounds, audio followers, MIDI tools, utilities, and much beyond. And I'm not gonna cover all of these tools as it's not a walkthrough video, it's just a sound design tutorial using Faceplant. But if you are interested, there are plenty of really great walkthrough videos for Faceplant, so go ahead and look them before you jump into this one. And here we have 3 lanes for effect processing with this much really cool effects. Most of them are free on Kilohertz website, are free to download, but there are also premium effects here, and they're really crazy effect hosts, multipass and snappy, which we will get deeper into later. So yeah, let's start. And the first thing that we are going to make is synthesizing kick. So let's go ahead and build an analog oscillator, put it in the sine mode. So here you have 4 wave types, just like in most of the analog type synthesizers or oscillators. It sounds like this. We need to find our root key now on the keyboard in order to start processing this. I will just shortly open up this release here because it's like pet sound when it's just too short, and when you leave the knob, not. Okay, now it's good. And what next should be done? Maybe you know that kicks are being synthesized based on pitch modulation, based on envelopes, but I prefer to do it with curve modulator. So this curve modulator is kind of a half LFO, half envelope, which works really great. And in this case, I should put it on sync. I will put it, I think, 2/16, like it's 1/8 note. And then we don't need to repeat, it's on off, and we are ready to go. And when you hit this button here, it opens up this window where you can basically draw your pitch modulation shape. And the reason I love it, because I can go really precise with drawings, and here you can adjust this grid size. So when you activate this magneto button here, now your points will be fixed on the grid like this. Okay, let's try it out. Maybe we need more vertical points, like 16, and then let's connect this to the pitch of the oscillator by just hitting the plus and then hitting the plus here and turning up higher. And when I right click here, it will show me how much modulation I want to apply from here to this, and then I will put 24, I guess. Yeah, 24 is cool. So we will modulate by 24 semitones by the help of this. Now you see it's already working. And then when we adjust these envelope points here, we can customize this as precise as we want. And basically I need to put 24 here, so we have these 24 note steps that will modulate the pitch of the oscillator. And we can make it longer. Would you see the woo sound? It's kind of similar to this most famous kick synthesizer called Kick 3 by Sonic Academy. Kudos to Sonic Academy for this amazing plugin. But what I am doing now, I'm kind of recreating the way the kick tree synthesizer works with this curve, and it especially start to work out the way you wish when, instead of modulating this curve directly to pitch envelope, using a utility called remap for the modulations. First, we connect this envelope curve to the remap. And then when you open up these remap presets, you will find that there are scales there. So basically, if I connect this curve to the remap on, let's say, minor scale or chromatic on whatever needed at this point, and I will put chromatic now. And yeah, let's try it out. And then when I create this, when I connect this to these semitones and put 24 here, it's basically now extremely precise while doing this. I prefer my kicks to be like kind of punchy, but not too much, so they are a mix of soft and hard kicks. Yeah, we are like really close to what I wanted, and just to show you, I could be much more. I have this many options to shape my kick to sound the way I want. And then next I have to make it even more organic and to be as precise as kick 3 synthesizer does. We should add another oscillator with sampler. I can basically drag and drop things, so let's just search it here. Okay, let's just bring this here. We should change the root note now to C1. It should be precise here. Great. I will just cut the envelope of this one. Before, after, now we have a cool kick. And the longer I put the note, longer it goes. This ending part. We just, these two options done, you basically can create many types of kicks. It's a great kick synthesizing technique, I guess. Yeah, we are done here. Now we'll just throw some MIDI notes in case we need it later. And I want to show something here as well. If we want it shorter, we keep this shorter. If we want it longer, we go for a longer kick. We can go halfway like this. We can go extremely long. This is why I love synthesizing kicks. You know, you don't depend on the timing of the sample. You create your own time, and you can later adjust this to your bassline so precisely so that you don't need as much side chaining and all the stuff. And now it's time for creating really nice sounding wobbling bassline. Let's go. For this one, for sure, I need a wavetable, because wavetables give us so many possibilities to find new sounds on our own taste. Let's check. We have a sine wave. I will go here and go to these sine folders. Basically, Faceplant has this much wavetable options, which is great. And I want this rectified sine. Cool. Let's just open up a bit release so it doesn't make this weird but sound. And what I want to do here, I will just activate the curve, add a remap again, so I can do some pitch modulations again to make this pitch wobbly sound. Yeah, let's just connect this to here. Well, I will just come here, scales 24 semitones, and I might use Phrygian, let's say. And then here I can sync it, activate this infinite. Now it starts to repeat like an LFO, and you see it works now. I think I need a half bar length of the curve loop, and then when I right click here, I can do this either never trigger from note on, always trigger from note on, and trigger at the first note on a group of legato notes. So I will put never trigger from note on for now, and yeah, let's just connect this to these semitones again with 20, like with the amount of modulations for plus 24 semitones. Now you see we have this, and then when we open up here, now we can adjust the grid side to be vertically 8 positions. We have a half bar here, and 24 positions because we had these 24 remaps here. And then activating magneto, and I can try whatever I want. You see? Woohoo! Now I can do whatever I want, but basically I need something like this. Okay, like this, sorry. So I want to accentize this point, so I will just draw this curve here. It works just like your favorite MSAG thing. Wow, nice. And then another one here, maybe like this. Go more and more. Basically, we can put this on the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's cool. I already like it. You see, it already works. And yeah, let's move forward, because it's not enough. It's not what I want to achieve as an end result. First, I will try to modulate with this curve the frame position of the wavetable in order to have this some extra grittiness, and I might do like this. It's cool enough. And I want some frequency modulations on my oscillator. So I will go here, open up analog, and you see I added this analog oscillator not in a new place, but just right under the wavetable oscillator. So this way I have no output set up to the lanes, because for the output I will need to add an envelope like this, and then it shows this out and goes to the effect lanes. We don't need this, because we need this oscillator for only frequency modulation purposes. Let's just put it on a sine and try to connect this oscillator to the shift parameter here by just hitting the plus button here and then connecting it to this. And you see what happens now? I want to achieve kind of my sound coming to this point and going to back. And in order to do so, I will just put the level of the analog oscillator to the 0 and will modulate it with the help of our curve envelope. And let's see how it works. It doesn't work. Why? It should work. Maybe less. Without. No, it's not that I want it. Maybe we should twice this harmonic, which basically doubles the octave. Another wave form. The sine was better. Maybe more here. Yes, it's better. I will just adjust this amounts now. I want to get rid of the fundamental of the bassline from here in order to edit separately, so I can mess around with this and make it stereo as well. So for doing this, I will just open up this wavetable editor here, go to this part, you see now we have, and select all of the sorry, yeah, I think basically we have selected. Now it's all selected, or no, I think it's the way. Oh, okay. I'm struggling with the interfacing now. Okay, just to put it here and then go all the way, and then I can just draw and Command Z. Ah yeah, draw and remove this fundamental. Now we don't have the bassline sound. I activate another analog. Connect this to here as well, to semitones, again for controlling 24 semitones thing. We now pure sine wave, and on top this. Here we can put filter to cut off some unwanted high end. Again, connect this curve to modulate this cutoff. Let's just make this lower in volume. And activate this unison button here. Put it to 2 unison voices and spread them. I don't like how frequency. Okay, we are there now. Yeah, what's left to add a sidechain on this sound? Basically, I can do like our favorite, one of the most favorite ways to do sidechain, like this Kickstart, if I'm not mistaken, plugin or LFO tool. I can just add on, let's say, an LFO, come here, go to this ducking and pick up my favorite one. Let's just pick a pumper. And because we know that our note is 1/16 here, oh no, yeah, 1/16. And I think we can make these 1/8 notes and put this on sync, put this never trigger not on, okay, and then open this up and see 1/16. So we can go here like this, and let's see what happens. And connect this to, let's say, the last gain. Basically, yeah. Let's just make it down. What also I can do, I can adjust only the level of the low end and leave these ones that we remove the fundamental frequency unducked, which can pretty much work. I just turn the gain of this sub oscillator all the way down and then connect this to this. Now we are there. Yeah, let's just adjust the BPM of the project to be like somewhere 133. Okay, so for the next one, I will show you how I created nice hi-hat sounds. It will take a bit too much time to do this live because it's kind of, I fine-tuned it for maybe an hour or so to be and to sound the way it sounds now. I will just go step by step and to show you how it works and to make it sync shorter. You see? Okay, so what's done here? We have a noise generator on one of its 3 modes. We have 3 modes here, which is just colored noise, K-track step noise, and K-track smooth noise. It's on smooth noise. Stable seed, when randomized, it should make more randomized sounds. You can choose if you feel difference, and then I can make it even more stereo. I didn't did it because there is something going on here. First, let's just deactivate all of the stuff here. Now you see how it sounds. So it sounds more like a noise, of course, definitely. Let's just deactivate the delay here as well. And what I have is this random, which is on the 1/6 position and 100% jittered and smoothened. So if not so, you see it's just this 1/16 note movement. And it sounds cool like this as well, because it's already making some this attack, decay, sustain, and release modulations with the help of this random. But if we turn on this jitter and smooth things all the way up, it becomes like this pulse-ish, more organically going randomizer. You see, Cool. And then when we add frequency shifter and modulate this frequency shifter with the help of our a tool called note, basically it starts to get into the position of a note that we play. You see, it makes it so much brighter. It also adds these tonish sounds that you can hear, beep, 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 which later we kind of remove or change by activating a comp filter and again modulate it with this note. And then I think I have just duplicated the comp filter. By the way, I can show how to do it. It's really easy, and why it works good, because it duplicates also the modulation, so you don't do it again. You just hit Option and drag and drop it. It's that easy. So basically we can just delete this one. You see it's too loud now. Then I added a transient shaper, just so to add this pumping and turning off the sustain. So I kind of control these transients with another step, and then activated this clipper, which is basically the hidden clipper inside kilohertz ecosystem. And then I have another gain module here to control the gain, so it's not too loud. And we have this craziness going on. And later I just bring in the sound pan to the left and then added a delay here, activated the bounce, which make it ping pong, and then turn this pen to the right, so the first hit is on the left and the other one is on the right. So we have this now, and it's on 1/60 triplets. I can change this. I love the triplets actually, it's kind of more groovy for me. And we can adjust this. And yeah, here you have super organically sounding nice hi-hat generation. This is just one of the ways to generate really interesting hi-hats. And by the way, you see how organized can look your presets. So now let's create some interesting and organically sounding clap sound. Now we need another noise oscillator here. I will stick to this colored noise with this one. I will stereo it, I will randomize the seed, so every time it's kind of slightly different hitting thing. And we have this slope, which basically filters. And what I need to do, I need to control, I will still keep this envelope here, or I can just go away with this, okay, and add a curve instead. So these curves can be added in this oscillator group section, and it's also at this output. And the reason I'm doing so, because it's so convenient for making clap sound, and you will see just in a bit. So we don't need here, we can go to sync. So 1/16 should be cool here, because we want short clap sounds. And then if I open this, I don't need this magnet or anything here. I can draw like something like this. Yeah, it's cool like this. Good enough. And then I can just hit Option and duplicate this group. I can slightly readjust the second one, a bit like to have a different position. Okay. And then add filters on both. On bandpass mode, maybe slopes tweaks, so this basically hardens the cuts. Just mute this. And then another one. I think I will duplicate this filter to be quicker. Okay, and this one should be in higher position, and I can pan them left and right and fine tune. And then when I add a distortion here on saturate mode, that's cool, right? What we can do else, let's build something interesting with the help of SnapHip. So SnapHip is an effect host that supports all of the effects of kilohertz ecosystem, but inside the faceplant it just works like a rabbit hole. So you open up a SnapHip, then you have this much lanes for further effect processing, and you can go another SnapHip and another multipass. Multipass is the multiband processor. What I want here, I might want some parallel lines. So doing this, we made these two lanes in parallel and then again serial. So I can have 3 parallels, let's say. But first let's do delay here, sync it, bounce. Not panning. This is enough. When making it parallel, now it's just dry, wet, and this is the dry. And then I can add a pitch shifter here. Make it, let's say, an octave higher. So I made a grain delay now. I can add a reverser called sync here just for the pitch shifter. And 1/16, I guess. And yeah, you see. And if we increase our feedback, okay, now we can add a random modulator here. Again on 1/16. Never trigger from now on. Jitter, smooth. And let's try to modulate. Let's say this. Less. Though we don't need the feedback. Maybe this one as well. And pitch also. How cool is this? Let's just add a reverb here now on this parallel. So another parallel here. So this makes like separate delay lane, reverb lane, and then our dry signal. And let's just add copy the pitch shifter here. Let's see how cool is this. Let me just put a transient shaper with clipper here. That's what I want, and let's just adjust the volumes here. I could easily connect these volumes to the macros, and yeah, let's do it. Basically, let's pull them all the way to the 0 and connect this to this. This to this one, and this to this one. So we now have our grain delay, grain reverb, kinda, or it can be easily shimmer, but it's modulated, and then dry. And when I close this snap hip, now I have these controls here, so dry should be like this, and we will adjust. And let's just draw. Are we too high? We go down. It doesn't work anyway. Let's see. That's cool, right? I like it. Yeah, let's just start to rename our sounds. Okay, so for the next sound, I will show a preset that I made while tweaking around here and this and there, and I've created basically an orchestral type of sound with modal synthesis technique. So let's explore it now. Yeah, let's open it up. I think what's this? Okay, this is an OTT type of things that we should delete. And yeah, let's explore. So what's here? I will just deactivate everything we got here, and the fun part is in SnapHip, you will see later. So what we have here is a sample loaded with wine noise sound. You see? We have a noise sound. And when I turn on this SnapHip and I open it up, you will see something crazy going on here. Basically, I've made all my lanes parallel, firstly, and then created a filter here with 6 filter slopes, and the Q is all the way up. And I tuned this to be on not, let's say this one is on 440 Hz, which is the A note, and then modulated with this. And then the other one is 880, and then another A note frequency, and another. I think here we have this, then I added the lowest one. It doesn't matter which is where, you know, like they work the same way, and then 110 here. So when I activate this, it kind of, when I play things, you know, this filter changed its position based on the notes that I played. And basically, we have this organically, naturally sounding, texturized sound coming out from a noise with the help of these filters. Okay, it's too loud in volume. I just make it less. Ah, not here. Sorry for this, but let's say this one. If we go down, it sounds like an orchestral hit, and especially when we just simply process it a bit, and it's not a bit, we have this shaper table there, which is kind of making a bigger difference, you will see. First we have this transient shaper with a clipper on, for just clipping the sounds if it's too high in volume. And yeah, fun fact here is that if I activate the poly button on the lane, basically this lane becomes polyphonic. So if I play a chord, my snappy instance plays a chord. It's crazy, right? It is. And then I have a shaper table to add like this, and it's controlled by the envelope here, drive and changing position. So nice. And then I have a convolver, which is a convolution impulse response based reverb with a basic basic thing on the space is real from the factory library, modern church. Yeah, and this is 100% wet to see. Yeah. Now we have this orchestral hit sound. And for making techno-ish stubs, I just play a chord. How cool is that? It is, right? Let's just capture the midis I just played. Perfect. Maybe I will duplicate the loop and delete one of this, so we don't have this, stop it this much and get annoyed with it. Whoa, how cool is this? We just need to turn on the volume. You see it's red lines here. Less. Cool. I love it. Yeah, let's move forward. Let's name this orchestral hit. Okay, so for the next sound, I want to show you how I created like something interesting with the help of some frequency modulations and then filter tables. I end up like, I just played around much with this one. I created a few crazy things, and let's just turn this off, all of this. So we have what we have initially, and then I will show one by one what's there here. So first I have an analog oscillator with the release all the way up with 10 seconds. And then I have the cutoff, which kinda doesn't do anything, but it's here if for the case we need. And then I have these two curves, the same size, which are both 2 bits on this ping pong mode. They come and back instead of repeating just. And yeah, firstly, I did some frequency modulation with the help of analog. It's just the same technique I just used for the bass. Let's turn it on. And it kind of make the sound overall to become even more noisier, and I did this while playing around, and the main trick is hidden inside these filter tables. So let's just turn on this one first, and it's controlled to have its movement. And by the way, I have this sync movement from this envelope, which when I turn it on, it makes things even more noisier. You will see in a bit. Let's just, with the only this filter table activated, we have such a crazy result. And this is maybe one of the best things that came out last year, this filter table. It's basically a wavetable filter. Yeah, you can use all of your wavetables as a filters, and yeah, it picks up these resonances, and then you can have these crazy modulations both by modulating the wavetable position, and the cutoff position will work as well. I haven't touched the cutoff for this one, but I have touched the resonance. Let's just bring it back. And yeah, it works like this already. Then I added another instance, which this one is connected to the opposite curve. It just, yeah, again change this wavetable position. And then I built a shimmer type of reverb here with just two lanes. One goes up and one goes high. Again, I can control the macros and all the stuff, but as I am doing this sound design explorations, and I'm not exactly thinking about to collecting presets. I will just do it later when I continue tweaking, because all of those, when I start the production stage of the track, I will dig deeper for sure. For now, I just want to make sure if I have these sound design concepts, ideas ready for starting the exact production sessions, I just prepare as many sounds as came out, and then I start producing with these sounds and tweaking them. Of course, you see, I turn them on to have a context, so I'm not doing like something that wouldn't end up working with my sounds. Yeah, I do this because I want to make it work together. But yeah, I end up using this sound on another project, and here and there I create a couple of types of claps, hi-hats, and all the stuff. Now I'm just presenting you whatever I like the most out of my recent explorations. You see these projects, they have many sounds there, which, hey, by the way, hit the subscribe button down below if you don't want to miss out my next videos. Okay, so for the next sound, I'm gonna make a FM type synth lead hit sound, which makes the things groovier and more interesting overall in techno music productions, and not only. Let's just in the meanwhile rename this texture one. And yeah, for this one also I prepared the sound so we don't tweak much during the process. Again, I will just see you what's done here by turning off firstly the randomizer, another randomizer. This one acts only when we hit. Actually, it's not fine-tuned. We will fine-tune it later. And this one just randomize things. Yeah, it's just a triple FM waveform from Faceplant FM wavetable folder. And yeah, it sounds like this. Yeah, it's just a basic sine. And then it's modulated with an analog oscillator with a square wave. And then when we turn on this randomizer, every time we hit it, we hear a new type of sound. So this should be all the way 0, so it doesn't change when we don't play the key. And in the settings here, it's auto, and we can basically turn always trigger from not on to make sure it's working all the time. If we go down, you see. And then another randomizer is connected, I guess, yeah, to the frame, and it's changing every 16th. Basically, it's done so because if I do like this way to put it on 0 Hz and have a new position every time I hit a note, it won't act smoothly, you know. Now we have these changes when we play the note. So depending on the length of the note or more timing specifications, it should like growl like this. And then I just added delay with bounce on, you see. And then when you turn it off the pan to the right, it starts from the right part and then bounces to the left. Nice one. And then we move forward and we should add a filter here. this can be triggered with an envelope like this. Let's just fine tune the position. Because it's a kind of a hit type of sound that it's hitting, I just did so to emphasize the envelope. And here we don't need to do anything, just a bit more release will do the job. Also, we can activate the unison. Maybe 2 sounds are pretty much enough. Yeah, it's much better. Yeah, I played, I think, let's capture this. Yes, it's fine. Let's just quantize it. We can crop only this one. Okay, just one thing here. When I was playing the notes, at some points when the random goes all the way down, and it can happen accidentally because it's just random. Sometimes you see when it's all the way down, we have no frequency modulation going on, nearly no. So it sounds just like too low, like and subby, which will mess up with our sub oscillator, let's say. And even if we later apply a low cut or to separate them, it still won't make any sound. So to fix this, we can just basically, let me check how much we went here. It's basically 67%. We can add a remap just here. And we can just connect this to the remap. And then when we open up, we can just slightly bring this higher. So when it's just below this position, it will like start from this one. And this way we just make sure we don't have these 0 positions from the randomizer. And I just disconnected it from here and we connect it to our volume here again. Let's go 65. You see, when it was here, it starts from here. So yeah, it works. Okay, so let's move forward and create a new instance of faceplant. And now let's create a pet sound. I just add a new instance of faceplant. We add a wavetable here. We can go and use for this one some of the sweep sounds. Tipper. Let's check it. Nice one. And then to modulate this, I will use another crazy device inside Kilohertz ecosystem, and it's called LFO table. This is basically LFOs based on wavetables. It's crazy. And yeah, let's check how just this simple morphing, the basic one that's opening up with this initial preset, how affects on our frame. Yeah, and if we have like somewhere 32 to 4, which equals to 8 bars. I think let's do the -1. Yeah, cool. And then let's bring in another LFO, just the usual pyramid. Then I think we should go again 32 to 4 for 8 bar variations. And let's see what happens if we connect these to this. I think in this case we need to be on plus. I mean the polarity of LFO table. Let's try another waveform. Wavetable. Let's go and find some more sine-ish ones to have a softer sound. I kind of like it already, and if we play a chord like this. Yeah, I turned on unison in the meanwhile. Let's just have 3 sound, detune it slightly more, spread it. Okay, now let's add a filter. We can add the filter here, this one, ladder filter. I love it because it can add a saturator. It works, we have something similar here basically, it's called a non-linear filter. It also can add a drive, and there are modes, but basically we have this, I need this saturation here, and you will see it's slightly different. Yeah, and let's just connect this to this cutoff position. Let's just open up a snap heap and build some like tension on it, some like more atmosphere and space. Wow. Let's just start from a delay. Nice. I think we need a bigger amount like this. Bounce it and then change the tone to be a bit brighter. And then let's just add a filter table on top. I guess here we can find some colorful one. Harmonic bloom. Yeah, I just activated this parallel switch, so basically it starts to process on parallel with this delayed filter table sound filter. Okay, we need, I think, something. Yeah, let's just add another LFO here. Just this simple one will do the job. And we should act like bipolar mode, activate and do like this. Yes. And let's just, okay, somewhere here we should. Let's just slightly move this cutoff position as well. And now maybe let's try something crazy on top of this pitch shifter with just 12, an octave higher. It's kind of grain size more, and let's just turn off this correlate and up all the way up on this jitter. Yeah, and then on top we need reverb. Okay. Size should be here, decay should be much longer, and then yeah, it sounds okay for now. Let's just duplicate all of those. Again, you remember, hit Option or Alt on Windows, and then drag and drop, whatever you want to be duplicated, and then we create another parallel chain here and put the pitch shifter here all the way down. I think I already showed you something similar to this. This is kind of creating shimmer type of sounds, but yeah, here the delay parameter affects a bit differently. We can pandus, so they act wider, and let's just put in slice EQ here. Sorry again, this should be. Yes. I like it. Let's just tweak the envelopes here. And let's try gliding. Yeah, I like it a lot. I'm not sure if it fits into this exact track's vibes, but now let's try a bit much higher octaves. That's pretty much dope. Okay. I like this last one. It will act like this. Let's say for 4 bars. It starts. So we have these FM wobbles here, and then let's just name these pad. Okay. Let's just bring in another instance, and I want to show you another trick for this one. Let's just use an analog as a bass sound. And we need a curve here, we need a remap here. We should put the remap on a scale we are working on. I will just go with Phrygian. And for this one here, we will open it up. I think I need 16ths. Yeah, it should be synced 4 to the 4. So we have 1 bar loop here with 16 horizontal grids, and let's make it 8 vertical ones. I think 8 should be enough for this case. And then we can basically draw a sequencer here the way we wish, and it will be quantized with the help of remap. Let's do it like this. Maybe this goes like this, then something like here, stronger, much stronger here, and then this one like this again. Let's just connect this remap to our curve sequencer. Yeah, we should put it infinite here, so it's looping. Connect it to this one for changing 24, and it should be on plus, right? Now, yeah, it already works. So let's tweak deeper. Okay, next we can duplicate this curve, and now let's just mute the oscillator and connect this new curve with the same envelopes to the level of the sound. So this way we won't have the notes that were all these root notes, in this case it was G, sounding at the same place. They will be just muted. And we can even shape them when opening this. And then we can just double click this and it does the job. Let's just do all of them. and yeah, like this. It can be like this, this, and after, even to give it even more movement, we can do something like this. So we will have the root note sliding to the place. Let's just hear it now. I don't like this. Let's just put it back. Octave lower. Very nice. And next, let's just activate the unison. Maybe 3 should be enough for this one. Slightly we open up the spread. Let's just add a distortion on top with saturate mode on. We can basically drive the saturation slightly with our envelope. If we go octave higher. Now we can add some effects on top. We can basically jump into snap heap presets and find something interesting in the delay folder. Cool. Just instantly I found it. What I can do here that sometimes miss from me. Okay, now we have this I see it's parallel, then it goes reverb. It's all good, so we can slightly shift the delay volume down. Okay, let's just enable those ones and then put the compressor here, phaser here, and add another parallel to the reverb. And let's just deactivate this connection, make the reverb all the way high, so we have reverb now on parallel. And now we need to slightly detune our oscillator, and basically we can do it with a randomizer. We need it to be on 16th and jitter and smooth. Okay, jitter can be this time, yeah, all the way high. Plus minus that, let's put it on place, and then connect it to this detune on unison settings. If we go down, yeah, let's just add a tiny bit of frequency modulation, but this time we can go crazy a bit and find, let's go to the science and let's try fallback sine. An octave higher. I like it kinda, but maybe let's try jittering, like randomizing the level of the wavetable. Yeah, I like it, and the frame. Now let's hear it in action with the other sounds. Let's just quickly draw the note. Ah, I'm on F. I should go to G. I wasn't even watching the note. Let's just mute a few sounds, because as I mentioned in the very beginning of the video, this is not a track production session, it's just a sound design session. I do this like for around 100 sounds or even more in order to later produce an EP of 4 tracks. So this is kind of a new experiment I'm doing, and I'm quite happy with the results so far. I've got pretty much lots of sounds, and then I will try to fit them in, to bring them in a different ways. Yeah, that's it. We go an octave lower. Let's let's bring in multipass before the effects and apply sort of OTT. I don't use OTT presets from the multipass, so it's there. I will just quickly build it so you see how I do it. Okay, so this is a tool called Dynamics inside Kilohertz ecosystem, and then you can quickly expand the quiet parts of the sound on, of course, like low band or mid band or high band, and tweak them in like different ways, and compress the higher part. You see now we are like tweaking this ratio from here and there. And then we can also adjust attack and release. I usually leave it like this. And then I can copy and paste this to the other lanes. And then we can adjust the band positions. Yeah, let's try another. Okay, now we can further tweak our envelopes. The notes, I mean, I like it rhythmically. If I don't like it rhythmically, I can change this as well. But yeah, let's just put this. Another thing that I quite like inside these curve envelopes is that I can change the loop amount. Let's do it both here and there. I guess I want like this, so we have this more polyrhythmic. Yes. Yeah, and in order, okay, to fix, you hear that it starts all the time when the note comes in, so we change this. Never trigger from note on. Pause here and there. Now we are there. The volume is too much. Okay, for the last sound of this session, I will use Bassline's granular engine, and we are going to create a really interesting yet melodically sounding pattern, which is basically will sound really techno-ish. You will see in the end it's kind of dub techno-ish that can be used in many situations. It also can be used on more like house music, electro music, in trance. Wherever it fits, it should fit in many places. So first thing I want to mention here is that this granular engine has 3 modes, and we are going to use the sync mode. So kinda our grains oscillated by this engine will be time-based, not just amount-based or frequency-based. So yeah, let's just go to this Foley folder and bring in a random sound. Sounds like this for now. But we can further adjust our grain envelope. And to be even more precise, we should deactivate this button, which is linking the attack and release of the sound, or attack and decay. Let's just adjust the length of the grains relative to the plate K. Yeah. So first we deactivate this. So our grain amount is not relative to the plate K, and then we adjust it the way we want. You see it's now already rhythmic. So let's bring in random, put it on, let's say 2/4, which would be a half note, jittering, smoothing, and add the modulation to this starting position of our granulator. What's going on? It works. It should be on plus. And now we can adjust this position, timing. We basically turn them all the way up, pitch no, level yes, panning yes, reverse can be 50%. So we have like half straight and half reversed. Also, we should turn this on, which is basically grain mid position mode, so it works like bipolar. Let's just add a distortion here. Saturate should do the job. We can slightly adjust the release. And then what we can do is we can duplicate this group 1, 2, 3, 4 times, let's say. And then we need to duplicate the random as well. But before it, let's just adjust this not trigger from never trigger from not on. Yeah, and let's just duplicate this 1, 2, 3, 4 times. And then, yeah, we go, open this. It's connected to all of our sounds. But we can just, I did the wrong one. Let me just go back. We don't need this one. We don't need this one and this one. So it's only connected to the last one. Okay, we'll go. It doesn't matter which one is on which. This is on last one. This will do on the third one. Just minimize those ones. I really love this minimizing option inside Faceplant. It's amazing. It gives you so much convenience. And then this last one, I will minimize those as well. They are all done. And then yeah, here we go. Now let's just, this will leave untouched, and then second, to keep it even more organized, we can like 1, 2, 3, 4, let's say. Don't need those here. And then yeah, 1 is untouched. Second, let's just find another sound and just turn this to 3/16, let's say. Let's just mute this one and the other ones as well, so we hear what we do. So you hear now we have like another timing. Let's just find another sound. This is better. Okay, let's just let's just mute those. Those are ready. Third one, turning on. Go to 5/16. You see, I use odd numbers. I love odd numbers. And then change the sound. Adjusting this as well. Maybe longer. Yeah. Maybe we can make this one as bad. Like not this much, but a bit more. Okay, now let's just turn on the fourth one. For this one we go to 7/16 and then changing the sound again. Plastic bits. And this should be the longest one. And then let's add an instance of multipass. Go to its presets, delay, modulated delays. You can create your own one easily, like, but this trick is not about this, so I used only like these ones that I knew before, so it sounds cool. And then let's add comp filter here, and The reason I do so, I will go to the minus stereo. We don't need stereo. I need a node MIDI. And the reason why I did this, because this comp filter will now empower the resonances by cutting the other parts of the notes that I'm playing on the MIDI. We should duplicate this, like let's say 4 times. It should work. Wow, we are there. Maybe these long ones, the third and fourth granular engines are too high in volume now. Let's just slightly. Yeah, and we need a slice EQ in the end, so we cut some low end. You see, I love it with this multipass as well. Perfect one. And we have so many directions to further tweak on this sound. Just one trick to conclude this today's tutorial. This is my very first tutorial, so I hope it will be a beginning of something interesting. I love this journey so far, so I'm going to put on many topics. I'm going to improve, to learn, and to bring you guys some new and worthy knowledge that you can further use on your production and sound design needs. And to conclude it, let's just add an audio channel here, solo this one, also turn on this rec here, and then enable a resampling mode. So we basically record what we have from these granular engines. We should have done the we should have added a limiter here, but I will do it anyway, but it doesn't matter for now. As I want to keep this preset, it's completely new that I created just now. I tried various things on this technique, but I haven't done it exactly this way, and because the sounds you choose affect on this, and many things also affect, you always see once when sound designing, the tiny things that you do make a big impact. Yeah, for this exact preset, my suggestion would be try resampling it and then quantizing the resampled material, and you can like record a long part and then find whatever the best for you and then adjust the rhythm of it and so on. I'm going to record the resampling techniques tutorial. I'm not sure when exactly, but that's on the plans. So I'm done now. This was my very first tutorial. Thank you for watching it, and see you soon.